On this episode of the Sundials Podcast, I guess at the Sundials HQ right now, we have some, I guess the newest version of Adelaide like rock royalty. We have our mum's favourite with us. So
Praise to start it off, man. Thank you.
Yeah, yeehaw. Yeah, I guess you guys are kind of pretty soon off your like big lion art show. That looked really cool. I guess we could just start off with the band's origin story and like how things kind of came about. Because I remember, I guess I'll get into my story of how and when I first heard of you guys. Like that was a while ago now, but yeah. If you guys want to like, what would you say your band origin story is? Like members and names and stuff like that. Like how'd that all come about?
So we started like me, Sasha, and Nick have been playing together since like year 8 of high school. So
Cool.
2016.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
Because
cool.
we're younger.
Yeah,
Little baby.
very
Yeah, it
cool.
would have been,
As
what,
everyone
13?
I would have been 12 actually. Yeah, so we've been playing for a long time, and then we just did like school bands and stuff. Like our music teacher was like, be in a band. So we're like,
Yeah.
okay,
Oh,
and
and
then
then
play
he-
at like assembly and shit.
he
Catholic
tried-
school.
Yeah, our gigs were just like at the assemblies, and then he was
Play
like,
at mass,
I
yeah.
got you this one, like it's at the train
Oh.
museum
Museum.
in Port
I remember
Adelaide.
going to that.
It's the steampunk festival.
Dude, that's
So-
mad.
You
we
guys
rocked
were,
out
you were tucked, they were tucked all the way in the back on a train platform.
And it was like
no
so
speakers or
narrow.
anything, just amps and a drum kit.
So funny.
Damn.
And
I
our
mean, that's-
parents were so impressed.
Yeah, I would have loved that. When I was a kid, when I was like, I think I had my 4th birthday at that train museum.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
so
Full
cute.
circle.
Everything's
Yeah.
circles.
That's awesome though.
Yeah, and then we had to find a new drummer, just because of
We did.
we did, and
I stepped into the picture, back
Yeah.
in, I think it was March 2021?
But we added Marley before Johnny.
Yeah.
yeah, so Marley
I don't
went.
even know when Marley went to our school, but he was in like just a different school band.
Right,
And
cool.
then we
Far
were-
out school bands.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was like
It's so
not
silly.
cool. It was
It
just
was-
a music class. There
It
was
was
just
not
like
cool. We did like
8 of us.
Yeah.
don't change but in excess, and we weren't good either.
Yeah, it was not good.
Everyone's got to start somewhere. I remember seeing videos of them playing Red Room at like high school mass.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
why.
So, it
That's
goes
cool,
way
eh?
back.
Rough.
That was.
Damn.
It's crazy thinking back on it, because like we're still doing the same shit, but just obviously on a
Much
bigger,
bigger, better
scale.
scales.
But then also our high school music teacher came to our EP launch, so that was really funny.
Dude, that's awesome. That
Right, he-
feels like full
Shout
circle.
out Pedro.
He said, shout out to Pedro, our old music teacher. He came to the gig and afterwards sent us a message, just like praising us, like really well done job tonight. Fantastic visuals and everything. I mean, you all get an A+.
Hell yeah, dude.
So yeah,
Flying colours.
First A plus he ever
Finally-
gave me.
finally passed music.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so I guess high school band, that's wild. So when did the name come about?
Well, Geordie's 19th birthday, he was like, you guys play my birthday. This is like before he was in the band.
Yeah.
And then so we played, and we didn't have a name. And then it was like raining all day, and it was like really wet. And then the dogs were like running in through the band, but we had like all the drums set up, and they were all wet. And we were like, oh, soggy dogs, like the soggy doggies. And then so for the night, we were called Soggy Dog.
Oh, no kidding.
And then so like
This is like the
immediately
first
the
time
night
we ever played
yeah,
to
Yeah.
like
it was
a
literally
group of
the first
people.
time we ever played. And then the next day we were like, all right, fucking new name. We actually need a name now. And then I don't know, someone just said Mum's favorite eventually, I think.
Yeah.
And then we were just like, that's kind
I
of
think
funny.
it was just because it was like, oh, it's kind of funny. You can just be like, this is, Mum's favorite t-shirt. Like, it's like got that double meaning, and that was like enough for us at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
We kind of hate it now.
No, I think it's good. I think it's, I mean, I think last, as a bit of like a digression, I think last week with the podcast stuff, I kept thinking about like trying not to say anything that I'd have to like bleep out. Like I was talking shit about Tysa Gull, because I was a Tysa Gull show, I didn't really like it that much. But so I was like, shit, should I bleep that out? But I think this isn't that controversial, but I do think that like Mum's favorite is the best of the like mum names. Like by far, because it makes sense, and it's
Thank
like
you. It's high praise.
no, absolutely, because I feel like there's a few like mums related
Yeah.
bands.
Yeah,
I do think-
know what happened there.
Yeah, it's a
What
bit
did-
funny when
Well,
that
that
happens.
is actually, you can digress once again. The first gig I ever played with them was Mother's Day at Fucking Controller. We played with all the mum
Yeah,
bands.
true.
No
that
way.
was
Yeah,
our
it's
kinda
first
funny.
That was
gig.
my
We played
first
with
gig I
Mum
played with
Things
you guys.
Blue
Yeah, Fat
and
Controller.
Mum Friends.
You were so nervous.
Yeah, oh yeah, a little bit.
Cool.
And
What did your friend say about our band name?
My friend, after seeing our EP launch at Lion Arts, said she doesn't really think that Mum's Favourite encapsulates kind of music we play anymore. It sounds a lot more like pop, like indie pop than
Yeah.
whatever you would call us.
Yeah,
Funky blues
I
rock?
guess so. I mean, I
That's
feel
just
like
the
band
name
names
after
are
all.
like you kind of make.
Make what you
Yeah,
think.
yeah, like
It's up to interpretation.
Every time someone asks me what, I'm like, yeah, I'm in a band. Like, oh, what's your band name? I'm like,
yeah.
Mum's favourite. And
No,
they always
dude,
laugh.
I understand that.
I love
I was in
it.
the fucking D major mystery band. dude.
That was good.
That's it. That was like such a dumb name because sometimes people were like, "Oh, that's kind of funny." Sometimes they were like, either like jazz students. They'd be like, "Well, you guys like just play D," and I was like, "No."
Obviously not.
Yeah, like
it's just
no.
a name.
But
Don't
yeah,
think it.
but yeah, like I guess actually on that was like the first time I played with you guys was
Yeah.
like I hadn't really heard about you guys. It was actually Alexander Black recommended you guys to me, and I was
Yeah.
like, "No way, I'll check them out." And then. Yeah, that I remember that as like D Mage. I think that might have been like our first actual show with that name because we've been playing as like just D to Horvat or whatever for a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
And
Wasn't it at the Exeter?
it was at the Exeter, yeah.
Yeah.
That
There was one
one
at the
was-
Metro, I think.
Oh, there was a little later, yeah. That one, I think I might have been like drunk as for that one or something like.
I
I
think you
think.
said there was a little
probably.
lady. I was like,
No,
So
no,
did
no.
I.
A
I
little
was
later,
like,
yeah.
who's this little lady? What?
Yeah, no, who's this little lady?
there
Yeah,
was
dude.
probably lots of
What's
little
going on?
ladies there.
Yeah.
My mum was one of them.
But yeah, no, yeah, that band was funny. Like the D Major Mystery Band was funny because like it was called that because we kept like losing members. Like it was like the bassist like the week before would be like, oh, actually I can't make tonight. Like I can't make that week, bro. And it's like, dude, what? So we have to like hook up a new bassist and like without like any rehearsal.
Yeah.
And like have him in. And so sometimes that band was really good. Sometimes it was like I think once we played with like a subbing drummer and a subbing guitarist,
no.
and it just sounded like a different band. And I was just
Yeah.
sitting there like, oh my god, like.
What's
People are gonna
going
see
on?
this for the first time, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?" But and then yeah, I think on that like Metro show later on, that was either one of the best shows we played or it was one of the worst shows we played, and that's the way it was with that band, I guess.
Yeah.
So we lost the history now.
None of us would remember, so.
So yeah, straight up, it's like yeah, whatever.
Would have been probably like 3 years ago or so.
Mm.
Yeah, wow.
Would have been like
wow.
2020.
Yeah, 20. I mean, that one was I think 2021, or like probably late 2020, early 2021.
yeah.
That band didn't last.
Yonks ago.
Absolutely, it's funny. Time keeps on passing, dude. It's crazy.
Doesn't stop.
How long have you guys been a band for then? Like since like Mum's Favourite has been a thing,
2019.
2019.
I don't know. To me, it's been kind of since when Geordie joined.
Oh
Which
yeah.
would be like March 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
and
since-
then we really like solidified as a
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
And
But you
we-
were gigging quite a lot before I joined.
Yeah.
We used to gig like every weekend for a while.
Mm.
Like back to back, sometimes 2 a weekend.
Yeah, that's cool. That's an advice that Emil actually had like last week or the week before was, just when you first start as a band, you should just gig as much.
Take
as
Yeah,
anything, no
literally.
matter how
That's what we
little
did.
it pays.
Because
or how crap
everyone,
it
like
is.
every time someone would meet us and like talk about music or whatever, or like would meet us like at a gig or something, they'd be like, yeah, like Mum's Favourite, I see your name everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Like multiple people would say that to us and just be like, I see you guys everywhere. You're on like every poster. Because we just like were, I don't know.
I think
We were just fortunate enough to get asked to play.
Yeah,
were
we
just
tallied
like,
up.
Yeah.
the amount of gigs we played last year, I think it was like 70. And then
Damn.
yeah, so that's 52 weeks in a year. That's at least
Fuck,
one a week
That's
plus
crazy. A little bit extra, yeah.
2 and 3
Damn.
a weekend.
It's like a full time job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess on that, like 2022, yeah, I guess that would have been. I guess it was a good year for everybody, I think, but for you guys, it was a pretty good year. What do you think was the highlight of 2022 for you guys?
Don't even remember any of it, to be honest.
Um,
Nah, the
He's-
Jones single launch was really good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That
that's
was
probably
fun.
one of the
Had
best
a
shows we've ever
Unibar.
played.
Cool.
It was hell packed.
Where was that?
That was
Unibar.
at Unibar.
Unibar, far out.
Yeah, it was. It
We
was
got to open for
crazy.
Skegs at Beer and Barbecue.
Mm.
Yeah.
We
Yeah, I
opened
forgot
for
Marks and Fest,
Marks and Fest of Ryan's.
Yeah, time.
That was really cool. It's like our first little festival foray.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Other than that,
Those
it's
are
just
probably our
the
highlights.
17 million times we played like Cranker and Unibar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, every time we get up on stage
Yeah.
and play is a highlight. Like,
Yeah. It's just
it's
fun.
just like,
every time.
Mm.
I used to get withdrawals. We'd miss a weekend.
Oh,
and I would be
yeah.
like, man, why am I so depressed? Like,
We'd be sitting around like,
yeah,
what do we do?
we'd sit
What
around
do
on
we
Saturday
do
night and be
tonight?
like, oh,
Fuck.
something feels off, you know?
Yeah, no, I get
I'm
that.
supposed to be somewhere.
Yeah.
I think once you get like a high from performing, and then
Oh,
it's not there, you're
absolutely.
like, damn.
It's very addictive.
Yeah. Well, I guess on like the starting outs of bands that we were just talking about before,
Yeah.
what is something that you feel is like underrated with like I'm having like a caffeine crash, by the way, for everybody at home, a really hardcore caffeine crash. But yeah, what is something you wish you knew before you started a band that you think is kind of underrated, maybe?
Oof. Oh, well. What is something we wish we knew?
Like fucking.
We've kind of done everything by the seat of our pants, really. Like,
yeah.
very little planning gone into anything, really. Like, even planning our single EP launch was like maybe 2 weeks before. We like sat
Yeah.
down and wrote a set out, and then we
Yeah.
were changing it even up until like a
Yeah.
couple days before.
God, something I wish we... Like, I think I wish I knew... And I feel like you hear this a lot. I wish I knew that the more serious you take being in a band, the less it becomes about the music.
Yeah, that's cool, dude.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I knew that because maybe I wouldn't have like taken it so seriously.
Yeah.
Because like the other side of being in a band is so boring. Like
Oh, I totally
doing
get
all the
that.
admin shit and like posting on Instagram.
Oh, I'm glad you guys don't like that, because I fucking hate that. That's my bane. But-
You feel like I don't know. I feel like you just feel like like you're pushing it. Like, do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you feel like a dickhead because you're like my
Yeah.
band. That's why I don't like telling people
Yeah.
sometimes because I'm like I just.
Like, we're not
Oh,
really
no.
like very, spotlighty people. Don't like just
No.
whipping ourselves out in front of the camera. Like, it's hard being like vulnerable over social media.
You should get a suit.
You
Sold
do.
that.
A
I
little
should.
modern suit of
Swag
armor.
one
yeah.
fucking
Protected
dude.
us. Yeah.
I just fucking.
So definitely like it's something to consider if you want to take it seriously. But if you just want to play gigs with your friends and just have a good
Yeah, there's nothing
time,
wrong with that either.
go crazy on stage and just like play music.
It doesn't have to be a job. It can just be because you
Yeah.
like playing music with your mates.
It is funny, yeah, that you bring that up though. Like the idea of, like, you're taking it seriously and you're doing less and less and less music. I guess that's the idea of eventually you can get like management and they can
Yeah.
kind of handle
Yeah.
that stuff. And that's something that like I've been thinking a little bit about. Obviously, it's kind of jumping the gun, being that the Sundials kind of just started, but like I really hate posting on social media and stuff like that. So I was thinking like,
You're doing well.
yeah, I guess that's on that, like the podcast kind of came out of that. Like we kind of wanted like grassrootsy promotion for this eventual single launch we're doing, and then we booked the residency, and then we were like, what if we did a podcast as well? And a friend of mine joked that I talk too much. And I think you'd be great at podcasting. And I was
Loves a
like,
chat.
Oh,
clicked
never
into
would have
place.
said
yeah,
that.
yeah. And so I guess here we are. But I kind of like it. I like just talking to people and
Yeah.
also getting to know
It's
other
groovy
bands and all that
as-
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Here
much
as
realer
well.
than like posting, come to our gig on Instagram every 20 minutes.
yeah, TikTok
People-
reels and stuff like that.
Oh my god,
Makes me wanna
TikTok.
vomit,
dude.
We're trying
Don't
to
talk
ban
about TikTok.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm in the same boat because I hate that stuff.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it's just so forced and fake. Like,
And then you see other bands do it so well, and it's like, fuck,
I know, yeah.
how'd they think of that?
Yeah. I guess there are some professional art, like the band members are so good at like dealing
Yeah.
in social media and
I mean, I
always
guess
being posted.
It's just a skill, isn't it? At the end of the day.
I guess so. It's like well, they said it's like a muscle. You just got to work it out. But
Yeah.
every time I rep that social media muscle, I want to vomit. So
Yeah, it's a bit.
It's like,
It's a
yeah.
bit intense.
I hate it, dude.
There's
good
some
analogy.
days where it's like, oh, this is fun. It's like a little
Yeah.
game on my phone. And then other days I don't even want to look at it.
Especially after a gig. Or
No.
When you get the
Especially
mentions.
the day of like a new release when like everyone like posted on their story.
It's so
Yeah.
stressful
It is,
having
like-
to like.
I love the love, but it's just like
Because you want to like
crazy
reply to
on my
everyone.
phone. It's like
And then it's like there's so many, and it's like, oh my god, it's so overwhelming, and it's just like, it's too much. Everyone
but
stop being
at the
so
same
nice,
time,
please.
No, at the same time, it's like really good to have that like way to interact because like obviously they never used to. you
Yeah,
know?
true. It's the flip side because like
And I've like
you get
I've
people
had really
messaging
good.
you, and it's like
I have had really good
Yeah.
conversations with just like people that listen to our music and they just like get it, and I'm like,
Yeah. That's
Thank
great.
you for reaching out. Like,
Yeah, we
you-
had that like architect guy write like a 4-paragraph review of us
Yeah.
and just DM it to us.
That's cute
Yeah.
as, yeah.
Old
Yeah.
people really like us.
Yeah.
Like middle-aged, like old people really like
Oh,
us.
that's
Anytime they
awesome.
see us, they're like, "You guys are great! Like you're a singer, like Janis Joplin,
Yeah.
like
Cool.
Grace Slick." Like they go on about Sasha. It's so cute.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We're like, fucking got the old crowd gangster.
That's a funny idea though. Imagine being a band in like 2000. Like how different would it be
Yeah.
with like no social media? I guess like yeah, like,
MySpace.
Yeah,
maybe
legit.
but like maybe not even like I guess like
Yeah.
the earlier back you go like
Yeah.
imagine like
Hope to
like,
get on
like,
Rage.
90s, yeah.
yeah, you'd be like trying to get on Rage or trying to like
Yeah, if you want to
get
get
on
music, you have
radio
to
and
print CDs, like
yeah,
put
yeah,
on Spotify,
shopping around to
Yeah.
people.
put up on
I think
LimeWire.
that's what EPs were for originally. I think is
Yeah.
that you wanted to you'd give like an EP as like a demo, like a demo EP to like a record label, and maybe they'll work with you for an album, and then you know all that stuff from there. Then like the
Yeah.
album can be promoted and da 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 da. But
What a
Yeah.
time.
yeah, screw that, dude. That sounds even worse. Than
Yeah, I
what we're
know.
doing now,
But at the
A lot
same
more
time,
work.
I feel like it was almost easier back then because it's like so oversaturated now.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, that's true.
every
of social
kid
media.
with like a Mac and like their pirated Logic Pro
Yeah, yeah,
is
it's-
producing shit that sounds like it's being produced for like
Yeah,
in a studio.
Yeah.
yeah,
like
it's funny.
crazy.
It's such a strange time for like making like creative stuff because there's everyone has the ability to. So
yeah.
yeah,
But there's so much good stuff, but there's just so much stuff that it's like so hard to find
yeah. I guess.
anything. Almost you get so overwhelmed. Or at least I do. Like,
Oh, no, I
Yeah,
totally
so
get
do
that.
I.
Yeah.
like oh my god.
What do you? So I guess on like pirated copies of like Logic or whatever, and working on stuff at home. What was your process on recording this EP? Like, how do you guys go about that? Like, hit a studio and stuff like that.
Yeah, so we got up to Mix Masters.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we went there as well, actually.
Yeah, it's so
Groovy.
good, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's so like it's so cozy on the inside.
Yeah,
It's
it's
such
really
a good
nice.
spot. Like all of the equipment is fantastic, but the spot and like the vibes of the spot
Yeah.
hold so much power.
Except for
like-
the 3G, that's hella
Oh yeah, but it's
annoying.
nice because you kind of cut off from your phone. You're there to like play music and think about the songs you're writing and stuff like that. And it's such a nice place to be in to record
It's like a
things.
little time
Yeah.
capsule.
Yeah, definitely.
And we do it with Sweaty, Nick Swervelo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Sundials, we kind of like goofed around, like goofed up, I guess, a little bit too much. Like, I thought we were going in to do one thing, like, we kind of recorded all semi-live and do this and do that. And then Christian and Toby, our guitarist and drummer, would just like look like, you know, bedazzled by all the cool
Yeah.
guitars and
Yeah.
toys and the crazy setup.
There's so much.
And they were like,
stuff
yo,
there.
we got to come back here like 3 more times. And I was like, all right, I guess we'll budget it, see if we
the
can figure
bank
that out.
accounts. fucking
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Screaming about that one.
yeah, I think we only went back in one more time, and then we tracked a bunch of stuff via their like home stuff, like extra knickknacks and the mixes and stuff like that. So I think we're basically done, but we got a bunch more stuff to like play with, I guess, which is cool. I don't know when we Sundials EP coming out 2027 or whatever. Who knows, but
20XX.
color,
Like.
guys.
yeah, but we got like a bunch of stuff recorded. Yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
you guys recorded there. Did you guys, I guess, just crunch it all out in like a couple days and then?
2 days, yeah.
2 days, yeah.
Well, the half the EP we recorded like early last year,
Hmm.
and the
Oh,
other
yeah,
half,
we did.
no, even late 2021. Anyway, and so some of it was recorded. It was the first 2 songs we recorded quite recently, and the last 2 were like maybe at least
Interesting.
A year ago.
Was that all at Mixed Masters, but
Yeah.
then like over? That's interesting.
So what happens is like they'll do bass and drums first, and we normally spend like a day or 2 on that, and then the boys do guitar, and that's all done at Mix Masters, and then we'll do vocals in like our band room at
Cool,
my
yeah.
house, just because it's like super acoustically dead, and it's not 40-minute drive away. And,
Yeah.
I can just like kind of let myself a
Just-
bit loose.
Yeah, absolutely.
it's
I think trying to do it.
Comfy space, and yeah, so the best thing about recording, I reckon, the one thing I remember from recording the EP was you.
Snacks.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna say we take hella food to the
Yeah,
studio
like
every time.
shopping bags.
A
full
whole
of snacks and
esky we
food
get
and
like
stuff.
we like pre-made
Yeah.
shit and cut up
Go
all
a
like
bit too
carrot and
crazy.
shit and dip and crackers
platters
and cheese.
and
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so good.
People's
And we
mums
stand
getting like
there
the cheese and cabana platters and
every
stuff.
time, every like 20
Yeah.
minutes.
That's very cool.
What were you
I
gonna
guess.
say is the best bit?
oh, when
She was talking about Sun Song.
yeah, in
Mother
Sun
of
Song, I'm sitting, me and Sweaty, our producer, sitting at the desk,
Oh yeah. I know.
You left, I think, or you were outside.
Yeah, it was just us two, and she was in the tracking room doing Sun Song, and she was just, you know, vibing, doing the whole song, comes to the end, me and Sweaty are like, this is a really good take, like, take number 1, and she's killing it. And she, like, you know, plays the last final note, and we, like, press the talk back, and we're like, yeah, honestly, I think we got it. Like, you fucking killed that. Like,
I was just like,
one
oh.
take wonder, babe.
Okay.
Well done. And she just hopped
Gun
out
to
of
my
the
head,
studio.
couldn't do it again though, honestly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That
I
was,
love
like, the
those.
one thing I remember from recording
Yeah.
the EP.
Yeah, the one take ones are the best. I think with the Sundials, we're trying to track like semi live and then like overdub a little bit later, and
Yeah.
like, but what that meant vocally is that like we were on like take 7 with the like big shouty songs, and I was just like,
Yeah, getting
Yeah.
gravelly.
we ended up having to track the vocal like overdubs later. But yeah, like just getting a song or two of them just done like, completely in one go just feels like, oh, we're the best band of all
So
time.
satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why aren't we famous? No, we did our first couple songs live. Like our first 4 singles we did live.
Cool, yeah. Yeah. So how many songs do you guys have out now then?
9.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9. I think.
Do we have 9 songs out?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 4 singles and then
5. No,
No, it's only 8
Yeah.
because Jellyfish is on the EP.
who knows? More than
out.
5,
Yeah.
less than 10.
Oh, there you go. What do
no,
you
it is 9.
What do you guys think about that, like numbers wise, and like albums versus EPs versus singles? Like, do you guys put much thought into that? How things are released and all that?
Yeah. With being as big as we are, which is not that big, it's all
It's
about
pretty
momentum.
big.
Yeah, but like if you
Yeah.
compare us to like somewhere in Melbourne or Sydney or something,
Yeah, yeah.
like Adelaide's tiny,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
you want to keep that momentum rolling by constant, maybe like 2 or 3 a year singles, and we just happen to have all these songs to kind of drop an EP, and because we lacked a little bit last year, we only released like 1 single, or like 1 single really early in the year, 1 single really late. So we're like, we'll drop these 4 songs, and then we'll probably try and get 2 more singles out this year. And that way, it's like drip feeding. People still like, we're still around. We're always gigging.
Yeah.
Always got these big single launches coming up and stuff like that.
Have you guys? I don't know if you guys even are or not, but have you thought much about like management and stuff like that?
We had the opportunity to speak to like some industry people through Scouted.
Oh, cool.
So we were talking to like booking
agents,
and that.
yeah, management agencies.
But honestly, like
all their advice was like, you guys seem to be doing just fine on your own.
yeah, like we were doing like
Play that out as long as you can, so
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
make, like, you
More
don't have to
money.
pay someone else because
Absolutely.
like you seem to be doing it.
If anything,
Yeah.
though, like
save
I
as
think
much
we
money
would,
as we can.
even if we wouldn't financially benefit, we would benefit hugely from a booking agent. Just having someone that has connections that can get us onto bigger gigs
Yeah.
and like interstate and like even overseas, maybe somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
It's just that's something we can't really do ourselves.
I think with the Sundials, like that's literally what we're trying to do. Is that like
Yeah.
I don't really want to be kind of stuck under somebody else that tells us like, no, don't release that. Yeah, like that, or like a label can do
Yeah.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I think kind of contracting individuals, like contracting like a PR person, a publicist or whatever, and then
Yeah.
a booking person.
Paying them to do all the stuff you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah, and
Yeah.
just doing
Just
getting them
giving
in.
someone the keys to the band, like
Yeah, oh yeah, straight up. I feel like, yeah, that's always like a cautionary tale, you know, it's like hearing about that kind of stuff where like someone gets into some sort of like terrible
yeah,
deal
you
or
hear it
something
time
like
and time
that.
and again. Someone signs a contract and they're looking so good, and then the label just fucks them over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so
it
hard
always
to
it's
tell
always
though
bands that have so much
sometimes.
promise as well. Like they do so well in the local scene, and then some band snaps it, or some label snaps them up, and then they just disappear for a little while,
Yeah.
and then drop off the face of the earth.
Yeah. Well,
Rip to all those bands.
Yeah, knock
Yeah,
on wood.
straight
It's
up,
not
dude.
us.
yeah. Yeah, no, like you guys were saying, I think just kind of do as much as you can by yourselves and then like know
Yeah.
what you're supposed to be doing. So then even if you did get into a label or a management people, then it kind of, you know what's supposed to be happening, and if you see something's wrong, you can be like, well, actually, what's this about? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely gotta
100%.
like stand your ground, I guess.
Well, I guess on getting out there and doing more and more, what are you guys excited for in 2023?
Hopefully some interstate shows.
Yeah, that's the big step for us for
Yeah,
sure.
very cool.
Because
Yeah.
like you said, we're pretty well known in Adelaide. Like we're a bit of a not to toot my own horn, but like a bit of a household name.
I think so, dude. I love you guys. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, when you guys, for everybody at home, but when we were getting set up, because, yeah, normally we do these during the day, but this one's in the afternoon. That's why I'm caffeine crashy. But these guys and Violet Heart turned up together basically all at the same time, and I just felt like it was like rock royalty in my house. And I was like, oh, this is so good. Yeah, but yeah. Do you have anywhere like on your target list of places you guys want to go, or cities you want to see or get out to?
I guess we really just got to play some interstate shows first and see how it goes. Like, got to dip our toes in the water to really
Melbourne
Yeah.
too.
test the waters.
I really think
Safe but intimidating.
with all the great stuff you guys got out, all the videos that are of you guys playing, like, you know, and music videos and stuff like that, like finding great bands to play with, like anybody would like, you know, super be keen to jump on the stuff. I think that Sundials right now is like, we're hoping that with the single out and then the music video and just good PR stuff or promotional stuff, we can contact bands that we like and be like, yo, da-da-da-da. And I guess with this like dope house that we have currently, we can just be like, look, if we can come and do some stuff with you guys, maybe you guys can come to Adelaide and we
Yeah,
have like a
just do a
crash
little-
pad
Yeah,
as
that's
well. So,
from the scouted thing. We literally got told to do exactly that.
yeah,
Like,
great.
do a little gig swap. Be like, we'll come play in Melbourne. We'll bring our own staff.
Yeah, keep
And
it,
then you
keep it
guys
like-
come play on our stuff in Adelaide.
Yeah, keep it all grassroots, I guess, you know. Yeah, but is there any so yeah, that's like generally like abstractly that's probably like Melbourne, Sydney, maybe Brisbane. Is there any, because like for me in music, one of the reasons I got into music was I love the idea of basically like work travel being just music travel.
Yeah.
And so is there any places that would be like a dream for you guys to visit, say like in Europe or
Yeah.
whatever?
Glasgow.
literally.
Yeah.
Or like, I think we would have lots of fun in Europe.
I think
Absolutely.
literally anywhere. How could you not have fun going anywhere playing a show?
Yeah.
Like if someone said to me tomorrow, like, fucking throw a dart on a map and go there, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Like
I think
literally anywhere.
I was talking to
Antarctica.
Christian.
Play to the penguins.
Yeah, straight to I would.
The penguins of Madagascar.
Yes, I was talking to Christian a few days ago, and I guess I was talking about like the idea of touring and the prospect of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And Australia is so big, so it's hard to do
Yeah.
a lot of spots. Like in America, you really can. One of these like I guess like Saharan rock groups that I like from Africa. Sahara's Africa, right? I'm not a dummy,
not good
am
at
I?
geography.
Yeah, I didn't even
Don't
know
ask
that.
you.
It is. Let's say it's Sahara. Let's
Yeah,
say
sure.
hypothetically, but they're from around that area of like North Africa, and they've gone across to America, and they're going to be in 30 days of like late February to late March. They're doing 20 shows.
Yeah, because you
All
drive
across
2
the
hours
US.
and you're in a new
Yeah.
town.
Yeah,
Like,
and there's old people in those towns too.
Yeah.
In Australia, it's quite hard to do that.
nobody.
But I feel
is a
like,
massive
yeah,
country.
New Zealand could be cool because it's quite small. It's like
Yeah, true.
the height of New Zealand is like the length of Melbourne to Sydney. And
Yeah,
it's got
something
like,
like that.
yeah, people up and down the way. So
It's just
feel like-
expensive getting there.
Of
and
course.
then if, like, you're taking your gear or you're hiring there, it's just like...
Petrol's hella expensive there too.
Yeah.
that's no good.
Is
I didn't
it?
know that.
Yeah,
It
it
is.
is. It's really expensive. Apparently.
Don't like that.
That's no good.
But yeah, that's all down the road for us.
Yeah.
Like I said, we run this band by the seat of our bloody pants.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Without you.
nothing's planned.
Yeah.
I
I'm
kinda-
keen to get back into the studio.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
We want to kind of like produce our songs more and
Cool.
like actually think about them and not just go, this is a song we wrote and now we're going to record it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sort of like making music with
Put more
intention.
intention.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get that. I think, but with both some solo stuff I want to do and then the Sundials too, I think the next lot of recordings I'd love to do, like some stuff that flows into each other
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, like interlude tracks or whatever, you know, like really gonna go hard with it. I think you guys should do like an album. I feel like maybe an album with like a bunch of
We'll
singles
work
in
on
the
it,
album. I don't know,
yes.
like because then you could be like to like I don't know, a PR or a management people be like, can you guys help us with this album that we got, like doing a tour for it? Maybe they
Yeah.
can actually come on board and
Yeah.
like contract them to help you for that maybe only
It's a good
instead
idea,
of yeah
sure,
signing.
Which is kind of out of material, to be honest.
Yeah,
Most of the songs we've released are the songs we play. Like, we need to sit down and...
we still got a couple, but
got a couple
they
in
don't
the
all
bag,
need to be
but-
recorded though. In my
The
opinion.
good ones do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple deep cuts that can stay deep cut.
Yeah.
B-sides, maybe.
Yeah, no, I think we have those too. Just like the song's pretty good sometimes.
Yeah, you write it and you're like, yeah, I guess that's a song then.
So there you
And
go.
then you kind of play it and you're like,
There's always a song you write in one band practice and you come back around a week later and you're like, we should play that song again. We played it and you play it again and it sounds like fucking shit.
yeah, you're like,
Like, what were we doing? What were we smoking when we wrote this?
You know, what's that, like the Tenacious D thing about
Yeah.
like the tribute song to the best song in the world? Like the Sundials had a moment where we were on that like road gig in Bordertown and we're playing to like 10 people and it's like
Yeah.
11:30 at like Bordertown and it's like no one in the crowd and we're just kind of vibing for time. We've been playing for like 2.5 hours.
Jesus.
And except we just did the whole thing ourselves, and
Yeah,
it was good
fucking-
fun. But like towards the, I knew this would happen. I was saying to Christian like, dude, we got to learn more songs. He was like, no, this is fine. But like we'd burned through like half of our songs, or in like the first like third. So I knew we were gonna run out of time. So towards the end, we were just jamming
Yeah.
Yeah.
some old tracks, and I kind of looked at Toby, our drummer, and I was like I just did like, and he was like, yeah, yep, and then. He just did something crazy, and then the whole band just kind of jumped in with him, and we just did this crazy thing. And we were all like this is the cool
Yeah.
song. And we brought it back around and finished it off really excellent. It was like, dude, what the hell was that? And then we just forgot what we did.
Oh no.
Classic.
That's like something that's like super important, I think, as like a band starting out. Like, yeah, you might have some crappy little gig playing to like 5 people, but
You still gotta play your hardest.
yeah, like,
Like, there's
and
no
just
point in
treat it as
slacking.
like a rehearsal,
Yeah.
you know? Like, it's not about, you know, the people more so. It's kind of like about being able to like communicate to your friends like with music, and you know, if you're good, then those 5 people are going to tell their friends and bring them next time. So don't let it like discourage you at all.
People are also not, sorry, but
No,
people
go
are also a lot nicer as well than I thought they'd be. Like, I remember starting out and being so scared.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
what people,
especially
like,
as young as you
think,
guys were
like-
when you started.
Yeah, we were little babies, so it was like really scary. Just being at the hotel metro with a bunch of like drunk old men and just being
Yeah.
like, okay, we're gonna play some music now. I hope you like it. But like, no one's going to a gig being like, oh fucking, you know what I mean?
If they're
Like,
coming to your gig, they're coming to see
Yeah,
you.
like-
Absolutely, yeah.
You've already won their
and
attention.
the Adelaide scene is so nice as well. Like everyone's just
Everyone
it's
knows
a real
everyone, and
community, so it's-
especially in that music scene. Like, you could say any band's name, and pretty much anyone will know who
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
So like,
Because
don't
everyone
be
knows it.
scared. You know.
Yeah, I guess that's a
Make friends.
bunch of really good points, really, as far as like starting out as a band. You know, frankly though, I'm really happy that the Sundials have kind of got beyond that point. Because when was the last time you guys had to play a gig to like 4 people?
Ages ago.
That's
we
brilliant,
made a
man.
point to stop playing them.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they don't pay enough for our time, and it's just like, what's the point?
Yeah, I feel like, I guess with the D Major Mystery Band and then to begin with the Sundials, there was, I guess I had kind of like, I was over that so hard, like just playing to like 4 people in the crowd.
It's soul sucking, man.
It really is. But if that's any advice that we can give to anyone who wants to start a band, is like, do those and treat them like practice. If you do
Yeah.
book a show with your first new band and you're coming up and you know it happens at the show that you booked, maybe the middle act brought a bunch of friends in it and they all just left.
Oh, that used
That
to,
used to happen all
That
the
used to be
time.
us,
All our
yeah.
mates used to come and then dip, and we'd feel so bad.
You know, what can you do?
Yeah, nothing. But,
But yeah, no, like if that happens, you kind of just have to vibe it and have a good time and you know treat it like a rehearsal, because then you can
Yeah,
get
it's
tighter
still
with your
practice.
band.
Yeah, like if
it's
people
good
are
to practice
seeing
stage
you,
presence. as
yeah,
well.
100%. Like just practicing being live, like, you know, playing live, and if people are seeing you have fun, like, it's
They're gonna
pretty
bounce that
clear.
energy off, and it's just like
Yeah.
feedback loop.
Yeah,
If they have
yeah.
fun, you have fun, and
Yeah, those are the
It's
best
just better and
shows.
And
better.
then, yeah, you just kind of like keep doing that until people are the ones that are like going crazy for you, and you can like kind of use their energy to
Yeah,
like bounce
yeah.
off of that. And because they're just like in the palm of your hand, you can pretty much do or say anything. They're like, woo!
But we even like when sometimes when we played a you know, decently sized group of people, sometimes it would just be dead.
Oh.
Like the
Yeah, I
crowd,
remember.
like they probably like it's like a lot of people that haven't seen us before, or, like just
Standing
you know
there.
not the
Yeah.
night
Guys, you know
for it.
you're allowed to.
Yeah, and like when there's
bodies.
like the 5 meter gap from the stage, it's like move forward, guys.
Yeah.
But then like they don't, and it's
they're
like
just
okay.
standing there
It's
like-
probably one of the
Yeah.
worst gigs for me that we've ever played. We played great. We sounded fantastic. We played at the lab. And every time I tell the story, I always tell it like we were playing to the Terracotta Soldiers.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
everyone was
that was-
standing there,
And
like,
because it was
holding their
early as
drink.
well, and people,
Yeah.
the doors had only been open for like
No one was moving or
5
bopping their
minutes,
heads
so
or
no one was
anything.
drunk or anything, and it was like
Yeah.
a bit Oh, okay.
And it really gets you. Like, you can't let it get to you,
We
but when you
didn't
see
have
the
Marley
crowd...
as well, I think.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Are you guys
It was
in the
just-
middle of that place? Is
Yeah,
that-
the downstairs
yeah.
with the screens, like,
Yeah.
all around.
That I haven't been there, but it looks cool. But also playing in the center seems kind of funny, you know.
It's cool. It can be such a fucking sick vibe when
It
you got,
is,
like,
yeah.
wicked visuals around you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I've seen some really cool gigs there. But just this one time we played at like 7:15.
It was like,
And
hello.
everyone had just clocked off work and...
Everyone was
Damn.
sober.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was
But-
kind of just like we were some kind of like art show and they were just like watching.
Yeah,
Ah,
it's...
yeah.
But
Don't
it
let it
was-
get to you. Even if the crowd sucks and there's 2 people in the crowd, you're there with your friends who you chose to make a band with. Like, enjoy the time you have together.
I think
Yeah.
that's a good point. I think with me, if I'm in one of those situations, with solo music too, I do it a bit. But like if there's no crowd or the crowd's not engaging, I close my eyes and I kind of go away a little bit, like and I'm just
Yeah.
kind of doing the music. But I
Yeah.
do think, I try to catch myself when I'm doing that, because if you can just like walk off the stage or something like that and just be like, hey, what's up, and kind of like spook people, you kind of spook them out of their shell a bit,
Yeah.
and you can get some movement. I think, I don't know, I'm a little abrasive like that, and so I think
Yeah.
I don't know, it works, I guess, to the Sundials' advantage. I hope, maybe. But,
Absolutely it does, yeah.
you guys also, you crowd surf a little bit, don't you?
Oh, I did.
Once.
That's crazy,
Have
dude.
once.
At Arthur
Half
Art Bar.
Bars, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, should I just jump off the drum kit right now? And everyone was like, yeah.
It was not planned at all. She
That's
gets up
so
on the drum
cool.
kit. I'm like, oh, she's doing a cool little thing on the drum kit. She turns around, fucking projectiles off
That's
the drum
dope.
kit. And I was like, looking at the band, I'm like, how long are we going to play for? When's she going to get back on the
Yeah, that's
stage?
awesome.
Like,
And then they put me
Yeah,
back down on the stage.
right on time as well.
Our friend Liam, I like just absolutely squash him as I come back down on my feet, and he's like back on the stage. I'm like, oh, sorry, mate. Put him back.
Sorry, mate.
Chuck him
That's
back in the
awesome.
crowd.
but yeah,
Yeah.
that's what, you just got to
There you go.
feed the crowd the energy they're giving you. Like,
Yeah. That dude, I at Arthur Art Bar, speaking of which, one time I broke my leg there because I caught the owner because she was trying to crowd surf. Like she was falling.
God.
She like jumped off and she was like holding, people were like holding her, and then everybody else moved away. 'cause
Oh,
the
so
crowd
there's like
wasn't tight
2
enough.
poor guys and then...
And so I was like, oh, so I had to I got under her to catch her because she's kind of like, kind of skinny and frail. So I didn't
Yeah.
want her to like fall on the floor.
Yeah.
So she just like fell straight on my knee.
Oh,
And I was like,
Oh,
oh, that's
I
not
feel
good.
that.
Yeah, dude.
Feeling that.
So I broke my knee because the crowd surfing and stuff. But so I like the idea of crowd surfing, but I've just been scared away from it, you know.
Mm.
yeah.
But yeah, I guess towards, because I guess we'll start to wrap this thing up now because we've been talking so much. But or at least I have been. I talk a lot. But
That's alright.
It's a podcast,
it's
mate.
a podcast. what
else
you
is
got
there
to do? Yeah. What are you guys looking forward to coming up soon? Like, what have you guys got coming up in the near future?
Well, we're playing with Master's Apprentice at Unibar.
No way.
Yeah.
When's that?
The 4th of March.
Yeah, 4th of March.
Wow.
With
Us
Birds
and
of Spies as well.
That's
Yeah, we
And
love-
Pong Toy?
no,
Another band. That's gonna be awesome. And we've also got a gig with
Surf Trash.
Surf Trash,
Yeah.
Cranking
that
next
would be-
weekend.
Cool.
tour, recording, studio,
Wow.
just playing,
Band stuff. Really.
being in a band pretty
Being rock
much.
stars.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Doing gigs
Seems
with
like
that,
it's
bro.
going in the right direction, so we're just
absolutely,
gonna keep
yeah.
going with it and
See what happens.
Yeah, very
seem to be
cool.
doing something right. So
Mm.
Damn, Master's Apprentice. That's cool as hell, though.
Yeah.
I guess also, we are doing this Sundials residency every Monday. Crown and Anchor, 7 p.m. And I think you guys are on. It's the 20th, maybe.
I think it's next
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah, it's the next one they're coming.
Yeah, it's. I guess for everybody listening at home, it's the Monday that's coming up. All right, because I can't remember. We always do these things kind of sporadically, you know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah,
Trying to tie it
whichever
into
Monday's
those
coming
things.
up is the one
Yeah.
that these guys are going to be on for.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Check the Instagram.
Yes, check the Instagram. Follow us on
If
Instagram.
not, still
I
turn
really
up.
wanna. I was thinking earlier. I was like, I just wanna sit in the crowd and watch you. I was like, I get to watch Mums.
Yeah, I was like, we might
Yeah.
make him do an acoustic set so me and Brooke can
Yeah,
sit back and
surely.
watch him.
The rhythm
That's
section can
super
just
cool.
heckle us.
Yeah.
Mum's
always-
favorite song.
I've always thought about that with the Sundials. I'd love to watch the Sundials play. Like if they
Yeah.
got something else to sing, I wouldn't even care. I'd
Well,
just
I've
watch
never,
it.
like-
That reminds me of I read this thing about John Bonham, and he was like,
Yeah.
oh, I had my son come and do like a sound check, and he was like just checking the drums, and he like went and stood out in the crowd and was like watching his son play with like Led Zeppelin,
Cool.
and being like, this is actually the first time I've ever seen them.
Yeah,
Like,
that's cool.
that was dope.
That is
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I
I'd
feel
love
like
to be able
Yeah.
to experience
A
that.
nice out-of-body
Too
experience
bad
at
you
the
are
gig
Mum's
would be cool.
favourite.
Yeah, we feel like
He
the
is.
front and center
Yeah, you're
person.
the centerpiece.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely would like to watch the Sundials play. That'd be hilarious.
It's pretty funny.
But yes. So I guess speaking of watching the Sundials play,
Oh, yeah,
we
that's
also-
great. Very smooth.
bringing it back around. But yeah, I guess the Sundials single launch, our debut single launch, is going to be at the Crown and Anchor on Friday. I think it's March 24th, right, Patty? March 24. Yeah. All right. Sweet. Thanks, Patty.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. It's like late March, maybe 24th Friday, and it's going to be a great lineup. And I guess you guys will be the main support act.
Ah,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be very cool.
Stoked.
And maybe we can do some crowd surfing. Who knows?
yeah, we'll have to
Oh, at the
Yes.
crane gate, it's got to go down.
Yeah, hell
yeah.
It has to happen at the crane
touch
gate.
the roof.
Oh hell yeah. But yeah, I guess we'll leave it at that because this is going to be the newest like runtime high score. So,
40,
Yeah.
42 minutes. Whoops.
but yes, so we'll leave it at that. Thank you, my friends.
Thanks for
coming.
having us.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah,
so much,
no,
Steve, for
it's-
having us on.
Absolutely,
It's
it's
great
been a-
having a gas bag.
Yeah. Oh, it always is for me at least. I don't know. But yeah, thanks for coming on, guys. Yeah, catch them around and catch us around. We'll see you guys next week.